everyone, Carl here for a long overdue K-log and jump start video because I haven't started 911 to 944 in a long time. So we're gonna just talk about a couple things today about the modifications I've done to the Mustang and what's going on with these two cars perhaps. So right now, let's just start with a few modifications I've done to the Mustang since I've seen it, and there have been a few that I've made videos on that I'll probably put in the description box below. So the first one we'll talk about is the front mount intercooler. It's a CPE unit that is quite massive actually compared to the stock one. The stock one's incredibly cheap, very small core size with plastic end tanks, and I could have sworn I had it here somewhere. Start with mess in the garage. Here it is. There'll also be a picture of it comparing the two that I'll put in the video as well, but this was the original intercooler, and you can see with plastic end tanks, a very small core size, the CP front mount is just about 1.5–2 times the size of this, and it reduced the inlet air temps, ambient temps, down about 30 degrees with daily driving. Normally, on an average day, I'd see about 110 degrees in the inlet air temps. Now I see roughly 80–70 degrees depending on the temperature. It'll be very close to the actual temperature outside at least. And of course with colder, denser air you get more power. So that was one worthwhile mod that I did. The next one I did was, of course, the UPR dual valve catch can, because with most direct injection motors there isn't any fuel being used to clean the back end of the exhaust or intake valves, which will lead to carbon being caked on there, which eventually leads to coking down the line. Who knows how many miles afterwards that'll be. So the dual valve catch can goes from the original PVC or PCV valve or piping. It connects to the dirty side and the clean side right down here behind the throttle body, and on the other side underneath the intake manifold, with a third one going right here at the turbo inlet pipe right there. And you all, I assume, know the job of a catch can to catch any oil before it reaches the turbo or the throttle body so it doesn't get to the intake valves. The next thing I did was the Livernois Tune, and you've already seen my dynos and my initial reactions and kind of interesting review on it.
Oh my god! Woo!
If not, link in the description below. But down the line, I'll do another review of that tune after having it on the car for a couple more thousand miles and a couple more months, so I can give a little more of a well-rounded, not so biased or overkill opinion of it. And then the last thing I've done, oh sorry, no, not last thing. I also put in a Livernois thermostat that's 10 degrees lower or 20 degrees lower than the stock thermostat, which I believe is at 180 or 190 degrees. And Livernois thermostat's at 160 degrees, which gives me lower cylinder head temperatures, as normally I'd see about around from 190 to 210, which I thought was a bit insane on the higher end. And that allows me to make more power consistently, along with the intercooler, so I don't have any heat soak problems if I were to make more power than I am now, but I'm honestly perfectly fine with the power figures I'm getting. And then of course the last actual mod is the muffler delete I did. The piping is still 2 1/4 inches like stock, just missing the 2 mufflers, which one of my friends told me was 25 pounds a piece per muffler, so I dropped 50 pounds from the rear end of the car. Weight savings, because race car. I'm okay with that. And yeah, those are the mods I've done with the car. Down the line, I don't have anything else planned as of this moment. since I'm already perfectly fine with the power figures I'm getting, I'm going to focus on suspension next year. Starting with strut tire brace and maybe some lowering strings, because I do find that the ride height and the overall look of the car is a bit too high for my taste. It's like a 4x4 coupe. You can fit 2 fists underneath there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Now, on to the Porsches. We're going to try jump starting them, because I have, well, in dumb fashion, haven't really driven them or put them on battery tenders. Excuse me. So, we're going to see if we can get either of them, or one of them, or both to start. So, let's get that going. While waiting for the battery connection to do its thing, I guess I'll discuss what's going on with the 944. It can't hold a charge right now because the alternator's gone bad. Either they're the voltage regulator, but because the voltage regulator and because the voltage regulator is integrated into the alternator, I don't know if that's a normal thing with alternators, you might as well, or I might as well just replace the whole thing, which isn't much of a problem. Alternator for this car isn't nearly as expensive as you'd think it'd be. I mean, it's expensive compared to maybe new ones or domestic ones, but still not that bad. You can find used ones for 30 to 50 bucks, or you could buy a new one for about 100 bucks, so it's not that bad. And the alternator is really easy to get to, so I may or may not do a 944 Life video on how to remove and replace the alternator. Probably not this year, maybe next spring. Other than that, the thermofan switch, I think it was, yeah, since I did the thermostat, it's at a different temperature rating than the thermofan switch, and I, for the third time, need to replace it again because they need to be synced temperature-wise so that the car doesn't overheat. So I gotta order another one of those and do it again, but I found an even easier way to do it now that doesn't even require me going from underneath the car to get to it, or removing the cooling fan. So I may or may not explain how to do that when the time comes. We'll just have to wait and see. And then, of course, the suspension bits still need to be put on the car, the new control arms and bushings and ball joints, all of which I should have done next year, so I can actually give this car a competent and decent go at an autocross or track day even. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. So, I think it's good. Had my hopes up for nothing. Just still wait a bit longer. Okay, I'll go for take number 3. Confidence inspiring right now. Haha! Take that again. We have power. And I think I should take this car to go get some gas later. Alright, now the 911's next. Okay, oldest girl, don't fail me now. So what ended up happening was I went to get the old battery tested and I had 1 volt left to charge left, so bought a new one. Yeah. Lesson here is drive your cars more often, or else the batteries will die and be of absolutely no use other than being a paperweight. Yeah. No, it will not fail me this time. Yep. That's proper. Here we go. Oh. Come on. Where are we getting there? Hold the revs up. Everything's running fine for the most part. So as I mentioned, I have things I need to get fixed for this car to be safe and reliable to actually drive more than daily. I need new brake pads and rotors all around because the other ones are, the ones on the car are worn. You'd have the shifting problems, the alignment, all that stuff sorted out. I need the driver's side window to actually roll up because I can't roll it up all the way to jam. Need to get that oil leak sorted out, which I think is just due to having not tightened the valve covers tight enough. I think I only did a hand tight from memory. And eventually having these seats reupholstered. Oh, and also getting all the lights, interior lights and exterior lights sorted out, turn signals, brake lights, and running lights, all that sort of, and then yeah, I'll be good. engine-wise is running as it should be, so I'm happy with that. Yep. Time to put the girl on battery tender and let her sit for winter after putting it in stable and that sort of thing. But yeah, this is I only got this running again, so yep. Thanks for watching. If you like this kind of sort of thing, why not subscribe or hit the like button and drop a comment below if you have any questions or that sort of thing. And it's kind of cool that we're almost to 400 subscribers, so maybe when we hit that 400 number, I'll do something interesting or something, celebratory, some kind. I don't know. I haven't really thought of that, so yeah. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good one.